What's going on, folks? This is Coach Marcus, Pro Fan Talk, and we are here at the NFL's Final Four for the conference championships, AFC, NFC. For the AFC, we have got Kansas City Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens. Kansas City has been here before. You know they've got the experience. You know they got a man named Patrick Mahomes on offense. You know they got Chris Jones on defense. So they are going to be ready to rock and roll. Had a little struggles this year, but they managed to get back to this point. With the enemy leaving, all the problems they were having at receivers, in spite of all of those issues, has still gotten them to where they want to be. At least they are playing for an opportunity for another title. You got to give them props. They got a couple players listed as questionable. You got Isaiah Pacheco and Willie Gay. Mike Edwards, the safety, looks like he's hurt. Pacheco's going to play. Whether he's 100% or not, that kid has just got that type of attitude. He's going to come out and play. You talk about an ankle injury, they're going to wrap that up, shoot it up, do whatever they got to do. Mike Edwards, I don't know because he's got a concussion, so he's got to go through the protocol, so I don't know how that's going to go, but that'll be a game time decision, and we'll find out tomorrow. As far as the Baltimore Ravens are the best team in football, in my opinion. I thought it was the 49ers for so long. The way Baltimore handled the 49ers and everybody else, it just didn't get, it got to the end of the season before they started getting the credit that they deserved. Baltimore's defense is for real. You better recognize. Put some respect on their name, all of that. Roquan Smith has got them boys ready. They are playing at a Ray Lewis type level on that defense. I do not say that lightly. Roquan Smith has been balling with a capital B, and them boys are ready to go. I want to see personally, I'm pulling for Lamar because I remember all of the smack that they talked on Lamar coming out of Louisville. Of course, I'm going to follow Louisville a little bit closer. Me being an Eastern Kentucky alumni, we right down the road, so we pull for all of them guys that went to school in Kentucky. Lamar Jackson telling him that he had or he should have switched to wide receiver or he was just a running back. Even the people in his own town wasn't giving him respect. Talking about he wasn't quarterbacky enough.
I want my quarterbacks to be quarterbacky. And to me, Lamar Jackson's just a great athlete. He is not the MVP.
Disrespecting the man, and all he's done is bring him an MVP and bring him further than they've been since the last time they won the Super Bowl. And that's why you play the game. You want a quarterback, a franchise quarterback, that can take you all the way and get you to that game. We had our opportunity last year with Jalen Hurts. Everything that happened with Lamar Jackson in the offseason. Sign a new contract. They didn't want to sign him. They didn't want to pay him this money. He finally got his bag, and he got in there, and the only thing he's done has been the MVP again. So what I want to see him do is beat the best of the best. To beat Patrick Mahomes, the defending Super Bowl champion. That's what he needs to do. And with the way he's been playing, having some good receivers in there finally, and having a top-tier elite level defense, this is his year. This is his window to do that. So I'm expecting Baltimore to come out on top against Kansas City. On the other side in the NFC, we got Detroit going up against San Francisco 49ers. The Lions have been off and on a little bit all year, but they finally got it together the latter half of the year. And again, another team with a defense that's just coming on. Everybody is bought into Dan Campbell. They've gotten past all of that, the stuff he had to deal with his opening press conference. And I don't know what it is with fans if the press conference isn't just over the top. Everybody wants to kill the guy, and you want to think his whole coaching acumen is based on whether or not he can give a good press conference. We here in Philadelphia know about that more than anybody else because Nick Sirianni's was god-awful, and then he goes to the next year to the Super Bowl. Dan Campbell's in the same situation, except he's got a good squad, he's got a young, good defense, and he's got an offense that's going. They made the right choice with Jahmyr Gibbs. That kid is money. All they got to do is keep doing what they've been doing. Jared Goff has not been turning the ball over. He's been distributing the ball. Amon St. Ra has been on a hot tear lately. All they got to do is keep doing what they've been doing. I still think San Francisco is a better team, but Detroit can beat San Francisco. They can definitely do that, but their defense has got to be on point. They got to be able to get to Brock Purdy and get him off his spots. You can rattle him up a little bit if you get to him quick, but that's a big if. San Francisco is no joke. They got the weapons. I don't know what the situation is with Debo. Let me see. Right now, I believe Debo is questionable, but you know he's going to play. The question is how he's not going to be 100%, but how close is he going to be? When you put the ball in his hands, he makes things happen. And then on top of that, you got CMC, who would be my vote for the MVP this year. Or at least he's in the top 3. My top 3 MVP, Lamar Jackson, Tyreek Hill, and CMC. Every time you put the ball in that kid's hands, he's making stuff happen. Christian McCaffrey is the guy that makes San Francisco 49ers go, not Debo. If Debo doesn't play, they would miss Debo, but not more than if Christian McCaffrey wasn't playing. So they can balance each other. So I don't think it's going to be much of a problem as long as Christian McCaffrey's on the field. Now you got Brandon Ayuk, Debo, and Christian McCaffrey, and that gives the defense something to think about. Even if they want to use Debo as a decoy. It'll be interesting to see how Detroit tests him, test out that shoulder, see what he can do, what he can't do. But I would imagine he's going to go full speed, and don't let him fool you. I would put him to the test. I would make sure, if I was Detroit, to make this a physical game. Do the same thing you've been doing all year. Be a physical team, put your hat on somebody, and let the best man win. It is going to be a great weekend for football, and we are going to find out which of these teams is going to the Super Bowl.